Take questions for Jalen. Back row over there, or sixth row. Yep.
John, I think Indiana scored 12 points in the final 2.5 minutes. Just defensively, for a team that performed so well in the first half, what did you guys see in those final 2.5 minutes that you guys didn't do well?
Our offense was really slow, I think, and we kind of let that dictate how we played on defense. Obviously, when you're down by what they are, they're going to go fast, and you kind of gotta. For right now, we gotta look, like have film, like look at what happened during that time. But right now, it's just like gotta tip your hat. You know, they made some really big shots down the stretch, and just for playing with like the hunger of being down, and it kind of was like we were trying to like play like we were trying to keep the lead instead of trying to like extend it or like keep being aggressive.
Dan, third row.
Jalen, after such a quick turnaround like that, such a reversal of fortune, how do you guys avoid shell shock, for lack of a better term, like being able to go from that high to that low? How do you ride that out getting into game 2?
Well, it sucks, but we have been here before. Obviously, like the Denver series, probably honestly around the same thing, to be totally honest. So we'll get back to 0-0, look at what we can do to get better, and it's first to 4. So regardless of if it's the finals or round 1, round 2, you still have to win 4 games. So we'll take that and be ready for game 2.
Next question here in the front.
Joseph Pavone, clutch points. Relating to that loss, or the way it went down in game 1 against Denver Nuggets, what are some of the shortcomings that you can somewhat relate to in this game, especially down the stretch in that fourth quarter?
Had a couple of defensive breakdowns that cost us, a couple offensive rebounds that cost us, just like little stuff down the stretch. When shots, I think we had a really good offensive process going through. Like we got some good shots towards the end, but when shots aren't falling, you can't have defensive breakdowns like we did.
Jenny, next row back.
Hey, Jalen. Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman. For as many turnovers as you guys had, you only had 11 points off those turnovers. How do you turn that into more points? Was that just an off shooting night, or was there something else going on there?
Nah, I think you got to look at what kind of turnovers we're getting to. Sometimes you get them like you get a turnover in the backcourt. Sometimes like the defense is behind you now, so you try and like obviously pace out and run something. We'll look at it though. I think, like I said, like the goal of our defense is not really to like get steals. It's a byproduct of how solid we are on defense and how well we're communicating and playing defense. But I mean, just like steals are like a part of the game. Obviously, you want to convert more on them, but at the same time, you got to understand what kind of steals we're getting and just kind of like how they're coming.
Howard in the middle.
Back from the ringer. Jalen, you've, I'm sure, watched a lot of those Pacer comebacks earlier in the postseason and a lot of Halliburton's shots. What was it like to be on the other end of it? And, what did you think when you saw them against other teams versus having to be on the other end of it tonight?
I mean, it sucks. I don't know.
Next row up.
Jerry Ramsey, franchise. Jalen, none of their guys had 20 points, but 6 of them were in double figures. Just can we talk about how hard it is to defend a team like this that doesn't have, especially in this game, a primary scorer, and it just seems like everybody's chipping in?
Can you repeat your question? My fault.
None of their guys had 20. They had 6 guys in double figures, though. Just how difficult is it to guard a team like this that, you can't really focus on one primary scorer. Everybody's just sort of chipping in here and there.
That's what makes them good. I think that's what makes us good as well. Like I was saying earlier, just throughout the week, we're very similar in how we play. And they understand that, it's 5 people out on the floor, and you're definitely a more dangerous team when everybody's involved, and they do a good job of moving the ball and playing with pace and doing stuff like that, which is why the loss sucks a little bit, just because we had controlled the game for as much as we did and kind of let it go away a little bit towards the end.
Back left.
I was wondering, on the missed shots, did they come out of your hand good? Did you feel good about some of the ones that you'd love to have back?
Yeah, for sure. As a basketball player, even if you probably ask anybody in Indiana, like they're going to have shots that they thought went in or felt good. Like that's just the nature of the game. think a lot of it is just continuing to have a good process about how you get the shots. And I've repped a lot of the shots that I shot tonight over and over and over again, consistently throughout my career, this year, the playoffs. So all you can do is shoot them and not get scared to shoot them. I think that's the biggest thing. So go into every game confident in my work and go from there.
Anyone with a final question? Thank you, Jalen.
Yep.
Two together.